Test 1, 2, 3. Test 1, 2, 3. Test 1, 2, 3. Test 1, 2, 3. HFC on an early run. The crosser is snagged out of goal by Shreveport. We are still getting paperwork ready. We did enroll with that 5:30 start, and so we were able to electric anything technological speaking, I guess you could say, technology-wise, and water don't mix, and so we have a lot of that here this evening. But we're happy to be here with you. Clayton's still putting a couple of finishing notes on his sheet, and then we'll be able to introduce some of those players. Darby Ford is in goal again for the Storm. The Storm are in their navy blue with the bright white numerals. And then for Shreveport, they are in that kind of a safety yellow as the ball ricochets away, bounces to Terrell, and Terrell gets a shot there. Kendall FC. When you look at what the division standings look like, you see Shreveport with 4, and then Baton Rouge with just the solitary point. Another early turnover leads to possession. Near the center line for HFC, and we'll settle in here with Villau on the touch. Splits 2 defenders to Terrell. Terrell trying to bend one in and hits it off the side of her foot and miss it. But you see the aggressive nature of Terrell early. Kerrigan Childs not playing today from team in action. We already mentioned her a moment ago. Just the second match of the year for Kendall Terrell, the very talented. Clayton still getting a few touches on some of the names for Shreveport. So as we eat normal amenity just in terms of, but again, an early problems possessing early on here for Shreveport United. An aggressive pass looking into the center of the pitch in the attacking third for Christina Salmon. That was off the boot of Argentina Estrada, the defender. Second time these two teams have met up this year. The first matchup was on May 30th. In the 52nd minute of the match, Alex Knight then scored for Shreveport in the 90th minute, +2 to win the game. As Terrell trying to split it to Salmon. Little grab there, reaching out and a grab at the jersey by Shreveport United, but nothing that would result in a foul or a whistle here early on. As it's knocked away, but last touched by HFC. HFC in action here this evening in the rain. Then on the road against Mississippi Blues on Wednesday night, June 18th. Then on the road next Saturday in Baton Rouge, and then back here in a couple of weeks against Terrell. Doesn't handle the pass cleanly, but gets enough on it. Great pass across the pitch. Will it be tracked down? It will. Run down by Chloe Taylor. Taylor will kick it back over to Abby Reagan. And it's taken away by Shreveport United. Last touch, though, by Shreveport, so it'll be a throw-in coming from the far touchline. So, again, we knew that we were going to be going at 5:30 again, probably about just a few minutes after 5 o'clock. So we thought maybe this could be a delayed start somewhere back to around 7 o'clock. Roughly 6 minutes into this match, no score. And so we'll get Clayton Rush mic'd up here in just a moment.
How we sounding?
We're sounding good.
There we go.
We're settled in. I've been praising your tireless efforts. I felt early on, I've loved the aggressive nature. Some brilliant passing early on, just haven't been able to convert. There have been maybe a chance or two to have a really pinpoint passing, but then receiving on the other end has been a little more difficult. Again, wet pitch, wet ball, so it's going to be self out here over the next half hour or so. On the first corner of the match from Shreveport United, headed clear of the box, chipped high into the air. A little bit of a half bicycle kick as Sanchez gets a boot on it, and then it'll finally be scooped up by Darby Ford. Who is in goal for Shreveport this evening?
It's Emerson Roberts.
Emerson Roberts.
Yep, she's going to be between the sticks here today. Yeah, really, I like the energy that both teams have brought so far, Josh. I mean, I've been kind of running around, like you said, but been trying to catch bits and pieces of it, and I think both teams are really, really bringing high energy to get this game started.
How can you not when it feels like somebody turned on the air conditioning? It's mid-70s with a cool breeze. I mean, this feels like some type of a fall match right now. It's kind of eerie.
I think, you know, they decided to keep doing a water break because, you know, typically with these games in the middle of the day, you're going to do a water break. But it's like, come on, you could run all day in this weather, couldn't you?
They could. That's why the ladies for both teams and the coaches are so excited, because it gives us an opportunity to play at a tempo that certainly we saw the oppressive heat temperatures of last week with the heat radiating off this artificial playing surface doesn't allow us. Here's Terrell again trying to get maybe a little more air on it. It's knocked down and fallen on top of by Emerson Roberts. But already we're seeing a lot of touches early in good spaces for Terrell. And so if Kendall gets warmed up, you would expect her to finish this match with a goal or two.
Yeah, that's already her second or third big opportunity right there. And you're exactly right. I mean, that's the player that HFC has been missing, that key piece that's been the difference maker for this squad in the last couple of matches versus the first two.
That slips through and coming out. Smart play by Roberts to come out and get it. Would you have rather seen Terrell maybe been a little more aggressive towards the goal rather than moving laterally off the dribble, maybe a little more towards to engage Roberts, bring her out a little bit, maybe try to be a little more, if you will, physical here early on?
Yeah, absolutely. Take on the back line and make Emerson Roberts in a type of match like this. I'm taking as many chances as I can, as often as I can. Let them fly, absolutely.
But with
precision and with caution, yes.
attacking here was Shaylin Quick trying to slip it over to Bello. Bello was big last week, everywhere for the Storm last week.
Yeah, absolutely. She was all over the pitch. Just got a lot of speed, and she's really athletic, not afraid to get physical, and really good defender as well. Playing in kind of more of a box-to-box midfield role today, probably. Can play on the wing, can play that center midfield role equally is good. And big player Natalie Bello has been for this team so far.
As we watch this play unfold on a throw-in in the midfield, let's look at some of these players now. Emerson Robertson, goal for Shreveport United. Emma Lede, Mary Helen Burford, Alex Knight, Ainsley Matlock, Callie Matlock, Aaliyah Sanchez. Here it goes. It falls in the hands of Kendall, or at the foot of Kendall, and it's knocked down, but not enough. Terrell gets it back and puts it in goal. Somehow, Roberts was able to get just a little bit of deflection off the inside of maybe an ankle or right off the calf, but then when she left her feet, my goodness, it was just too much Terrell there. Put it away in the back of the net.
Yeah, Kendall Terrell doing what Kendall Terrell does, Josh. That ball just slips out of the midfield. Kendall Terrell pounces on it, takes 1-2 big dribbles. Great finish there.
Now, I want you to confirm what minute that was in so I can get our clock reset there if you're able to get with the official along the near touch line right in front of us, our fourth official. But a 1-0 advantage for HFC. Probably, I would have to say.
We're about 10 in, I would say.
Yeah, I would say, 10th minute, 11th minute is where that goal goes. 11 minutes, so we can add 3. Here's a shot by. And we touched on this last week, and for Shreveport fans that are logged on tonight that are watching, what makes this HFC team such a difficult matchup is the fact that with Terrell and Salmon and Valau and who do you key on? If you key on one, then somebody else is loose for an opportunity.
Bellows there now as well. Chloe Taylor's back. So, I mean, you've got all these pieces in the midfield and up front for HFC that just make it a nightmare to defend. But it starts with Terrell and Salmon, obviously. I mean, those two players are just so physically dominant that they can take on a back four on their own when they want to.
I've not seen everybody in the league. I know you've had a chance to talk to some of the coaches and so forth. But in terms of, is Terrell the most physically dominating player in the league? Is that by far, or certainly appeared that way?
Yeah, I mean, not seeing much of the rest of the league, but you'd have to just seeing what you see from her, you'd have to say top 5 in the league for sure. Salmon's got it.
Yeah, here's Salmon again. Nice little crossover dribble. Knocks it across. Bello almost ran onto it right in front of the penalty area, and it was knocked away by Shreveport United. Good defensive play.
Yeah, that through ball was from Terrell to Salmon, on that one. But, yeah, really well defended there from Shreveport. They got back behind the ball quickly. That's not something that's easy to do against a player like Salmon. Had Natalie Bello looking for that cross from Salmon that doesn't connect. Really, really well defended from Shreveport.
And what I've got to be, getting used to again, as it's been a whole season full of sports, to get back around here to soccer and into the fall season with so many of these ladies playing collegiately, is the fact that, especially with what we've seen with the passing here early on, I think that's been the most impressive thing that we've seen early on from HFC. Getting it into open spaces. Valau now runs onto it here, running wide, looking for somewhere to thread the needle. Instead, is going to cross it over to Chloe Taylor. Taylor loses it, gets it back, finds Salmon, who just goes wide of the near post. Very good look for Salmon, and a great pass to set it all up that time from Chloe Taylor.
Yeah, and Estrada was on that far post, just a step off from finding her way into the score sheet, Josh. But that was a really good run of play there with Chloe Taylor and Christina Salmon. Just another offensive opportunity for HFC to tack on. They have
Sanchez. Olivia Sanchez. Pronounce that last name for me as you were over there getting those names.
Mang.
Mang, just Mang. spelled Mangue. So Olivia Sanchez-Mang.
Could be wrong. Did what I could, Josh.
You did what you've done. You've done more than enough. Storm. Find Terrell, posts it up, spins left, gives it up. FC trying to grow this 1-0 advantage.
You know, it was funny. I was over there on the sideline with Emma Wright and Taylor Patterson for Shreveport, and they were trying to help me out with names. And, you know, the players switched. Like, wait, okay, who's number 8 now? Who's number 22 now? And see, we had to switch. Sanchez was going to wear number 7, and she's now wearing 23. So
it is not an exact allow. Bending one, and it's off the top corner of the goal. Falau gets it back. She'll look in there.
Can honestly say, Josh, that's the first time I've ever seen that happen. Corner kick, ball off the post, and it stays in bounds. That's the absolute first time I've ever seen that.
Sanchez, Callie Matlock, Ainsley Matlock, just some of the players that are in that lineup. Keep an eye on Alex Knight, really good one for this Shreveport United team. We mentioned she had that game winner in the 90th minute. 3, what was headed towards a draw, and ended up being a win, and the full 3 points for Shreveport United back on the 31st of May. That skies are clearing, and a really heads-up decision. And I think for you and I, Clayton, we didn't know what to do or how this thing was going to play out tonight.
Yeah, I had no idea what was going on. We were, and you know, to be fair, Shreveport wants to get back before it gets too late, so they obviously need to do that. But
Bello trying to thread it to Salmon. Coming out to scoop it up is Emerson Roberts. And again, we've seen some really good plays early on from Roberts. Going back to that first Terrell goal, literally an impossible situation, and Roberts almost got a little lucky and pulled it off.
Super athletic keeper that's really done a good job. Of course, the goal from Kendall Terrell, I mean, what do you do about that with the rebound effort there? Chloe Taylor picks up a loose ball.
Center of the pitch, dribbles free. Going to play it out wide. And he's Stewart trying to rush an extra gear. Now Falau in space. Plays it ahead. Now Bello running on a counter. Played wide to Quick. Quick looking for a crosser. She'll crank it up, bend one in, and unable to get there to the spot was Chloe Taylor crashing in along the back post.
Another opportunity for HFC, of course. They're looking for that second goal, but you're not mad at that effort at all. Really good run from Shaylin Quick there. Really impressed with Natalie Bello, though, Josh. She has been so good these last 2 games. And when you're missing players in this match, when you're missing players like Ella Jeffcoat, Kerrigan Childs, to be able to plug Natalie Bello into that midfield 4 with Falau, with Quick, and with Chloe Taylor, she's just fit right in with those 3 and really done a good job in this match so far.
You know, the winger from right here in Hattiesburg plays at the Missouri University of Science and Tech. Mechanical engineering.
How about that?
Yeah, just as sophomore, too. So,
and she's played with HFC since she was in high school, so she's got a lot of experience at this level. She's got a lot of experience with a lot of these players on the pitch. Players like Estrada, players like Salmon that have played for a number of years, Falau.
I love what her goal is in her playing career. She wants to get into that engineering to be able to get advances in medicine to help prevent injuries.
Wow, how about that?
So to be able to, and certainly we see that in the women's game, right?
Yeah.
Just the way that women are constructed by nature to, they suffer more ACL injuries.
Yeah,
they, you know, whether that ankles, knees, even potentially your hips, you just see it. And so be interesting to see
and there's
what
a
they're
lot
able
of
to do.
There's a lot of emphasis being put on sports science, and schools like, you know, the bigger schools like UCLA, Stanford, that are doing a lot of research on how to prevent those injuries. It's really cool to see that she's interested in that.
Pass, as we've seen throughout this match, a little strong for Shreveport United. 22nd minute, 1-0 advantage, HFC. Bello running it on the attack, and
she thought she was offsides, and she was. Yep, Salmon's going to get called for offsides there. She knew she was. was trying to figure out if she was just out of gas or if she was off sides, but
can fill out a bingo card here. Can almost get a bingo. 8, 15, 11, 13, and 16.
that's almost bench clearing. Only
Yes.
2 left on the bench for HFC.
Holder, Chancellor, Gore, Griffin, Olivia Cassell coming in. So 5 in. Salmon, Bello out.
Quick
Reagan out.
and Estrada.
And an opportunity now for HFC to keep.
This is a different HFC squad than who made the trip up to Shreveport. This is a definitely more complete team. They've had a lot bigger share of the possession in this match. Shreveport not out of it yet, of course, but
Well, imagine you took the first match 4-3. You show up tonight and you go, wait, who's number 9?
yeah, no doubt.
You know, and of course,
Which they're familiar with Kendall from last year.
sure.
They probably were wondering why she wasn't here yet this year.
Yeah, that's certainly a fair assessment. There's probably a couple of the might have been a surprise for some of the new ladies on the Shreveport United squad. Some of the teammates just said, wait till the new girl sees Terrell.
Yep.
Then maybe mess with the new ones. Hey, who's number 9?
Yeah,
Oh, my gosh, who is number
She
9?
didn't play here last year. What's she doing here?
It was an 11th-minute goal. Ricocheted off the inside of the lower leg, below the knee, and then Roberts went down trying to save it as we're at the water break here. And so we will, right here in the 23rd minute, a water break. Halfway through this first half. But then as you said, off the rebound, when Roberts went down, Terrell was able to just step over to her side, just near the near post, just feet away from goal.
Is when you go down, you have to collect the ball cleanly, or else something bad's going to happen for the keeper, right? I mean, you're gonna, if you don't collect it cleanly, you don't have much time to get back up before somebody's there for the rebound. There's another player there to try and clear it, and there's just chaos all the time. So really, you've got to try and scoop that ball up cleanly. But in the conditions, with the weather, and with a player like Kendall Terrell running onto it, I mean, she absolutely did the best she could.
And think about this, too. Just the speed at which that shot got onto her. So you're anticipating it getting to you at a certain speed. Terrell's got a completely different speed. So she was going down to try to get her hands on it. By the time she does, it's already ricocheting off the inside of her leg. And now she's fallen forward. So she's essentially almost face down. And all she can do is look back over her shoulder to see that being put away. But it has turned out to be an absolutely gorgeous night here at Tatum Park in the hub city of Hattiesburg. Think about Shreveport, Louisiana. I think about some really good times. Had a chance to go and work there on multiple occasions. Have enjoyed some really good leisure time going to see the Independence Bowl in Shreveport. A lot of history there with that game. Have family that lives in Shreveport. So anytime I travel around North Louisiana, great people there. And, of course, beyond their local area, if you will. Especially Hattiesburg being a college town, drawing a ton of international flavor. I'm watching right now Valal and Terrell discuss for HFC. You know, I'm a big fan of Valal and her development. She'll be at William Carey next year. What do you expect out of her next year at Carey as she continues to come into her own, I think, from a confidence standpoint? I mean, I think the game's there, but it's just a consistency standpoint and a confidence standpoint.
Yeah, I think we've been waiting for a player like Valal, Josh, to really kind of set her mindset on that she's one of the best midfielders in the country in the NAIA, that she has to have that confidence about her going into every match, that the player standing across from her that she can beat on any given night, and she has to have that mentality. You saw that in a player like Mariangela Jimenez over the years, and she's got to get on that same mentality for sure.
Terrell. goes back to her right and unable to run onto it there. Good play again by Roberts. It was just no chance there really for Grayson Holder. But that was a little fast break opportunity. And Terrell, one of those situations where it might have been a little too wide open.
Yeah, just a little bit too far there for Grayson Holder to run onto it. I think if you're Kendall Terrell, do you have a shot there? Maybe so. I mean, she's got the left foot to do it for sure, and tries to give Grayson a chance to score there. Just puts it a little bit too far past her.
A little collision.
Yeah,
That time by Chloe Taylor, yeah.
Chloe Taylor not immune to those for sure. Really physical player in the midfield. Loves a good tackle like that.
Shifting gears from this.
I did not.
She was ridiculous. She had 5 threes and 25 points in the first half. First half. She finished with 32, tied a career high with 7 threes. I think she had 5 of them from beyond 30 feet out. I mean, just insane.
Splashing them.
Yep, and so they beat the previously unbeaten Liberty and broke the clock on them. Liberty give up about 71.6 a game. They scored 102 on them.
Wow.
So that's going to be really, really good for summer entertainment if Caitlin Clark and the Fever get hot, and it draws just more eyes into the WNBA. And when I'm watching Clark, you're realizing you're watching a transcendent player across perhaps all of women's sports.
Generational.
Yeah, what a Tiger Woods did for sport, what a Michael Jordan did for sport. That's what we're seeing Caitlin Clark doing for women's sports. I truly believe that. And so she's showing ladies what can be done. So what we're going to see out of the women's game in multiple sports in the next 10 or 15 years is going to blow our minds.
No doubt.
On a free kick, great run onto it. It almost played out perfectly that time. Really good effort. That was Aaliyah Sanchez who nearly got there and would have been able to, had she been able to get a good first touch on it, sneak it past Darby Ford, you have to think. That was a beautiful, beautiful free kick.
Yeah, what a ball from Matlock there. I mean, that could not have been placed more perfectly right at the top of the 6-yard box. Looks like we may have audio, Josh, but I don't think we have video right now.
Oh, so we'll have to reset that for you at home. 1-0 advantage for HFC. We'll get that reset for you. She almost did it again. So we're back here at Tatum Park. Well, we're kind of flickering in and out here this evening, as our internet is being somewhat compliant. Josh West, Clayton Rush.
It's being about as compliant as
Terrell put one right on goal, right on Emerson Roberts, who made a great, solid save.
Yeah, almost scored a goal just like she did last week. And if last week wasn't good enough.
Our video is certainly intermittent at the moment, so we will do our best to be able to keep this thing going for you. Sunshine little as rain wreaking havoc with our video. So we're trying to get that up for you here at Tatum Park. Almost 35 minutes into this first half and just having a hard time connecting to our camera here this evening. A lot of rain came down, multiple inches in just about an hour to 90 minutes. And it was raining when we started this match, and now that rain has kind of rained itself out, and it's giving way to what could be a beautiful sunset and a gorgeous evening here in the hub city of Hattiesburg. Batson with a touch near the center line, plays it back across to Chancellor. Little, Sunshine Little. Crossing, so is Chloe Taylor, so is Christina Salmon. Here's Valau. Valau puts a shot on goal. It's off the crossbar, off the hands of the goalie, and knocked back in. That was Little who knocked it back in. And it's a 2-0 advantage for HFC on a really powerful shot up high by Valau. Outside the top of the box. Ricocheted off the hands of Roberts, off the bottom of the crossbar, and then knocked back in by Sunshine Little. Approximately 36th, 37th minute, somewhere in that area. We'll get an official time on that here in just a moment. But a 2-0 advantage for HFC. A little bit of audio only for you at the moment as we're trying to reconnect to our camera high atop Tatum Park. Played across the pitch now, again looking for Little. Shreveport gets it back with Ainsley Matlock.
What minute was that goal? Sorry.
We're checking on what minute that goal was officially with our fourth official. We'll have that for you in a moment. So we're going to let Clayton go and find out exactly which one that was. Pass looking for Salmon. She's bumped and knocked down. Shot for Alex Knight is knocked down and saved by Darby Ford just inside the box. So a 9th minute goal by Terrell officially goes down as 9th minute. And then a 36th minute goal by Sunshine Little. Both off a rebound. Terrell gets her own rebound and the putback, and then it's Little in the 36th minute. Hopefully we'll be able to reset everything at halftime, maybe make sure all of our connections are dry at the break. And there's poor Valau, who took the strawberry getting attended to here. I knew it would be an impossible idea. It had the sun been out and had it been the heat radiating off the surface. She went for it thinking, oh, it's wet, it's cool. Still not the proper play on the artificial surface. Great pass up near the center line on a takeaway. Ahead to Batson. Getting set to check in is Reagan and Addison Siders. Knight trying to get there, bringing out Ford. Her shot goes wide of the far post. Great gamble by Darby Ford to come out and challenge Alex Knight. We see how good Knight is every time she gets an opportunity. She is so dangerous. And now here in the closing minutes, Bello, Terrell, Siders, as well as Reagan coming on. This could be an opportunity for HFC to get that big third goal as well. So just a handful of minutes left in this first half. It'll be a goal kick coming up for Darby Ford from right to left. It's turned back towards goal. Back towards HFC from left to right, and it's Ford who comes out to pick it up. And now we'll swing it out wide. And here comes Shaylin Quick in the HFC Storm offense, headed back from right to left, trying to get it into the center line to Terrell, who catches a cramp as she tries to receive that pass. Going to be a foul called on HFC. A foul called on Terrell. Free kick coming here. It appears it'll be Callie Matlock again. We've already seen tremendous amount of skill. Argentina Estrada is going to come on when the sub comes off. So coming out is Reagan Chancellor. In is Estrada. So a strong group here on the pitch. A lot of starters back on here for the home stretch of the first half with HFC on top 2-0. And the long pass to the far side of the 18. The dribble cleared away by Chloe Taylor. Knocked out near the center line. It'll lead to a throw-in coming from the far side of the pitch for Shreveport United. It'll be Mary Helen Burford on the throw-in. Really strong first half, dominant first half for HFC. Maybe an opportunity and a half. I won't even say maybe two good opportunities so far for Shreveport United to score. Long through ball, and Salmon and Kendall couldn't get to it. They're now extending with a higher line, trying to keep the pressure on, seeing if they can't, HFC, force a turnover. And the Storm do. Bello gets a takeaway to Estrada, to Terrell. Terrell trying to tap it across to Salmon, can't, but it bounces back out to Quick near the center line. And Quick now will slip it back for a quick reset. Touch for Holder. Cross to Siders from Reagan. Now Siders, eyes looking up the pitch from right to left. Tries to squeeze it ahead to Terrell, couldn't. It's knocked loose, now taken back away briefly by HFC. And HFC now does slip it to Terrell. Terrell trying to knock it through to Salmon, couldn't. Just a minute or so left in this first half. Header knocked out at the center line by Estrada. Bello runs onto it, now to Quick. Cross it goes to Siders. Little gets a touch, briefly trying to just tap it over to a teammate. And Taylor to Little. Little trying to roll it ahead to Salmon, got a little too cute, and it's taken away. Shreveport United sends one long over the top. Opportunity here on a counter. And coming out defensively is Estrada to get a boot on it and forces a foul. And it'll be a free kick coming up for HFC. So just for a brief moment, it was a really good opportunity developing for Shreveport United that just fell apart as quickly as it started. And that was because of the really good play by Argentina Estrada. Sabrina Ramos Camara is in. Also, Karen Valau is in now for HFC. And a 2-0 advantage for the homestanding Storm in their home navy blue. It's the road, I want to say neon green. Are my eyes saying that's right? It's either neon yellow and green or just a neon green and green for Shreveport. Yeah, I want to believe it is a neon green on green for Shreveport United. Breeze is picking up. Boy, nearly a couple of heads collide. A couple of noggins nearly knocked in the attacking third for HFC. Falau gets it back from Kamada. Sends it from left to right towards the far touchline. And that is the end of our first half of play. A dominant first half for your HFC Storm, Hattiesburg Football Club, with a 2-0 advantage at the half over Shreveport United. We'll try to continue to work on our camera here, try to recheck our connections here at the half, and we'll be back with you in just about 10 minutes or so, 10 to 15 minutes for the start of half number 2. Again, at the half, HFC on top of Shreveport United, 2-0. A 9th-minute goal by Kendall Terrell and a 36-minute goal by Sunshine Little. And then a missed opportunity late first half from the star of Shreveport United and Alex Knight, who had a hat trick in the 4-3 win back on May 31st for Shreveport United. And it is HFC with a 2-0 advantage here coming ready to start the second half.
Yeah, I mean, HFC's been dominant, Josh. Besides the one really, really good opportunity from Alex Knight, really should be 2-1 HFC if you're being honest. And, you know, that one from Alex Knight, just unfortunate for her to miss that one. But Kendall Terrell, Natalie Bello, Karen Villau have really taken over this game and just have HFC in the driver's seat right now.
So just about ready for the second half kickoff. Just no subs for Shreveport. They've got one player, well, just the two players not in this match. And so this is a group that is, it's a long trip. Then maybe a little bit of the nerves of not knowing if you are going to start on time. And then you do decide to go ahead. You think you're in delay. You go ahead and start at the original scheduled time. And you know you got the long trip coming up and you're not sharp here so far this evening. And so
yeah, I mean, road games are always
it's been tough.
Yeah, road games are always tough in this league. I mean, Shreveport to Hattiesburg is, 4 or 5 hours from here?
Sure.
So, I mean, you get off the bus. You've been on the bus all day. You're tight. It takes a while to get going. I mean, yeah, absolutely. Any away game in this league is going to be tough. And so, you know, that's for HFC, that's why you like playing at home. That's why you like, you know, having the opportunity to perform in front of your home fans because you get a good night's rest. You show up to the field when you need to, 20 minutes before. Warm-ups. You have your routine, and you know, you just have that advantage.
So we've got the clocks synced, and we start out here, 46th minute of this match to start half number 2 as that one goes sailing into the HFC bench area, I believe, and ricocheting away from there. It'll be a throw-in coming up here for Shreveport United. But what HFC is poised to do right now is to jump into solo second with a win tonight over Shreveport United, pending the other results tonight from around the league.
And then can LA Crew, the way that I could do a lot of math if I wanted to, but LA Crew is going to stay in first place and have control of their own destiny, but you've got LA Crew on the schedule for that last match of the season, and it's at home.
That's already the last match on the 28th of June?
Last regular season match, yep, 28th of June.
And the men play on for another couple of weeks.
They do.
In the USL too. Here's a shot on goal that just bounces off the hands of Emerson Roberts. And that was a scary moment there for Shreveport fans because Chloe Taylor was looming in the vicinity there.
Yeah, I think it's 8 total matches, 4 home, 4 away in the WPSL setup in your division, and then you go to playoffs if you win your division. USL 2, I think they play, it's either 10 or 12 games. So it's going to be 5 or 6 home and away.
8 makes for a quick summer.
Yeah, good to stay in shape for the college players and players who are aspiring to play pro like Kendall Terrell. And then you've got your high school players, your JUCO players that are looking to get scouted. I mean, and that's what I love about this league is just the different talent levels, different age groups that are coming together for different reasons, but you know, for one reason, which is to represent your hometown or to represent your city that you play collegiately. It's just a really fun summer.
Oh, we know how much that means to a player like Kendall Terrell. She just keeps coming back, doesn't have to. She's headed to Greece in the fall, and just loves to be able to be on a familiar pitch.
Yeah, she's a competitor.
With her friends. Yeah.
She's a competitor. She loves HFC. She loves her hometown, and she absolutely relishes every moment that she gets to come out here and compete.
Sending the ball across the pitch is Reagan. It'll be a throw-in coming for the Storm. Into the leg of Villau. Terrell slips it through to Bello. And an offsides on HFC. So a free kick coming up now for Shreveport United. Josh Wessel onside Clayton Rush. Clayton, I mean, we did not know have any clue what to expect around 4 o'clock, 4:30. We were thinking this was going to be backed up to 6 at the earliest. Then all of a sudden, 5 o'clock, 5:01, hey, we're going at 5:30. Get here. And the rest is history. Here we are, and it's turned out to be absolutely gorgeous. There's a shaken up Shreveport player. And hopefully just got the wind knocked out of her sails.
Yeah, I didn't actually see that back behind the ball, but good to see. I think that's going to be I think that's Olivia Sanchez, 22, I believe.
I think that's exactly what happened. She's kind of rubbing her midsection right there, just below the sternum, right below the diaphragm. So, yeah, anytime you can't catch your breath or you take one right to the abdomen, no fun. Did that happen a lot to you when you played?
Yeah, I mean, you definitely catch an elbow, catch a shoulder sometimes in a collision for sure, get the wind knocked out of you. Never fun. But take a couple deep breaths, shake it off, and
defensively, Reagan so quick to get there and great anticipation, trying to keep the dribble away and doing so. Looking for Taylor, it was knocked away. It'll be a throw-in coming for HFC. Trying to sell it that time was Ham, but couldn't. Or is it? It is going to be a throw-in for Shreveport United. That's not what I initially saw.
Must have gone off the foot of Chloe Taylor that I didn't see either. Her back was turned to us.
Burford throws it in to Olivia Sanchez. I know if for Clayton, he's wanting HFC to get a knockout goal early here in half number 2 and have a 3-goal lead, not to mess around with Shreveport United with, you know, the hole that HFC dug themselves into to start this campaign 0-2-1, forced to run the table, and probably not only forced to run the table, but also get some help.
Yeah, they're gonna need LA Crew to drop a game if they're gonna have an opportunity to win the division come that last home game. I mean, LA Crew with only 3 matches in hand to HFC's 4 before this one plays out, and so.
And you mean drop an additional one on top of, obviously, HFC needing to win.
Final match. Yes, that's right.
So I mean, drop one plus win the final match.
Yeah, so they're going to need some help somewhere. Got to wonder if it might come from a team like Shreveport.
Salmon gets ahead of the pack. Great crossover dribble shot off the hands of Roberts with a tremendous save. Salmon chose to take a direct approach. What's your instant analysis of that opportunity missed?
Yeah, I mean, of course, a good run, but just didn't put a good foot through that one, Josh. I mean, weaker left foot, you could say that probably, and I don't know, just maybe needed to kind of pass it into that far post instead of trying to put power onto it and not really know where it's going to go. You know, easy for me to say up here, right? But just maybe a little bit more finesse on that one from Salmon, and you're looking at the 3rd goal there.
And just so you know, Clayton and I are not as high up here as the camera is. We are below the camera. We are just a few feet above the pitch. We don't have a big, high, tall, massive stadium that we're miles up in the press box. Yeah. Would be nice, though.
One day.
Bello, top of the box, trying to dribble free, trying to create space as it knocked away. And Olivia Sanchez trying to get to it. And it's Valau who gets to it. Plays wide to Terrell. Terrell has it knocked away. It'll be a throw-in coming for the Storm.
You know, it is tough, Josh. I think the best game that I got a really good vantage point to see the space open up and see plays develop and see runs and was that 2023 National Championship game, William Carey against Cumberland's. And you know, we were up in that press box up high. You could see everything. You could see when the runs were coming before they were going to come, and we do our best out here for sure. But field level's a little tougher sometimes.
It is. An effort there from HFC, but not what they were hoping for. Easy play for Emerson Roberts of Shreveport United.
Yeah, I think if you're HFC, you're okay with this 2-0 advantage right now because Shreveport just hasn't done enough for me to really be threatening so far in the second half.
Shot here, pretty good effort that time by Chloe Taylor, but again, Roberts, who has gotten the ultimate workout for Shreveport United, will roll it ahead and now on the attack. Trying to slip it through. Good play by Siders. Now Reagan a touch to Valau. HFC wants to turn it around and redirect quickly. Played wide into open space for Abby Reagan. Trying to thread the needle to Salmon. It was Burford there. Mary Helen battling Salmon. It was off of Burford. It'll be a throw-in coming along the near touchline now for Abby Reagan in the Storm.
Yeah, good effort there from Salmon to cause Burford to only have one option there. Keep the ball in your attacking third.
Crosser to the top of the box. And it's quick getting to it, but too much mustard on that pass. Kamada will track it down finally.
Yeah,
Quick.
Love the poise there from Kamada to clean that ball up and find Quick in between those two Shreveport strikers. She's such a great passer of the ball and really, really calm on the ball. Almost like a midfielder playing center back for you. So when you need that pass off that back line, she's able to find it for you to maintain possession. Does a really good job.
There haven't been many opportunities in this match with a 2-0 advantage for HFC. Valau looking for Salmon. It almost gets there. It does. Salmon turning, trying to get it back to Valau. Couldn't. And Shreveport United will clear it away. And now a chance to get a counterattack. Got a little too aggressive. Take it away by Reagan. Reagan's got Taylor running wide to her right. She'll play it out wide. Taylor's going to run onto it. Look for a crosser. Get it. Salmon knocks it down. Turns. Trying to put it past Roberts, who makes a sliding save along the near post. That was one-on-one. That was as good as it gets. And Salmon almost put HFC on top 3-0. On that sliding save, we ID'd that Emma Wright, not Emerson Roberts, in goal now. Couldn't see that number until that save opportunity, so a eagle eye for Clayton Rush. It'll be a corner kick coming up for HFC and Taylor. Taylor puts a right boot into it, and that one sails wide, and it'll be a goal kick coming up for Emma Wright.
Yeah, really like what I've seen from HFC so far. Again, Josh, just kind of what I mentioned a few minutes ago to finish the thought. HFC doing a really good job of playing the high line as well to put Shreveport under pressure when they're trying to possess, when they're trying to get out and get into their attacking half. Big tackle there from Abby Reagan that gets the foul called, but HFC just doing a really good job of pressing Shreveport and keeping them pinned in.
Reagan's another one of those really impressive athletes. Such a physical lower body. Taylor, very strong. Of course, we talk about Salmon, we talk about Terrell, but I mean, this is an HFC team that player for player has some really good mismatches in their advantage.
Yeah, and I'd say it's a more physical team than last year for sure. You know, you didn't have Salmon last year, didn't have Chloe Taylor last year. Abby Reagan was in and out, and so, yeah, this is a team that's got speed, that's got athleticism from a player like Bello.
Valau let it get just past the tip of her toe. Terrell trying to get there and is offsides.
Yeah, that one slipped past Karen Valau, and she wasn't going to be able to catch up to it, but Terrell tried to, just didn't realize she was offsides there. HFC is going to have a chance to get reset defensively, though, and keep Shreveport pinned in. Shreveport giving HFC a lot of space in the midfield, and could just be the kind of a midfield overload from HFC, playing 4 players in the middle of the park, and Shreveport only with 3 in there, so it could just be kind of player for player, not able to stop them through the midfield. But Shaylin Quick, Chloe Taylor, Karen Vallau, and Bello have generally been able to operate however they've needed to.
With the exception of 1 or 2 opportunities on a good through ball to Alex Knight, we've not seen hardly any opportunities for Shreveport to possess. Crosser, Reagan, anybody home for the header. Terrell trying to get there to knock it back and try to bang it in inside the far post, just couldn't. So it goes wide. It'll be a goal kick coming up. But back to the point I was making, again, just almost every one-on-one opportunity. It's been a touch or two, and then it's been a takeaway or a pass off target, or the pressure that HFC's been able to apply, and at times being extremely physical at the point of attack as well. And then the fatigue factor with the depth of HFC being at home tonight has taken a toll.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And you had that slew of substitutions multiple times in the first half, and just able to keep the fresh legs too definitely helps. Giving players like Shaylin Quick, Chloe Taylor, Vallau quick breaks here and there. Addie Siders as well.
Unforced error there for Shreveport United from Olivia Sanchez.
Bello gets that one a little bit too far past her, else HFC had numbers.
Taylor trying to get there, and Will keeps it just in along the inline. Now the crosser, the header knocked away. Tremendous effort by Terrell, knowing she was robbed on a class defensive play by Callie Matlock.
Yeah, that was really well done from Matlock, Josh, because Kendall Terrell could not have put a better head on that ball. Great cross from Chloe Taylor all around. Really good from HFC. Getting forward quickly, not wasting any time from Shaylin Quick, getting that ball out to Chloe Taylor. Man, what a play from Matlock, though.
Vallau plays it short to Estrada. Estrada dribbles free back to Vallau. High on a touch. Siders had it knocked away. Siders trying to go win it right back, and she does. Yeah. Boy, not to be denied.
Really kind of held on to it for too long there, but did really well to recover.
Crosser to Kamada. Salmon misplays the touch, recovers. Salmon trying to get it wide to Bello. Pass a little too strong, and frustration for the HFC coaching staff because they know missed opportunities.
Yeah. Bello had a lot of space there.
And Coach Siders a little frustrated, knowing, and he knows better than anybody the potential of this team.
Yeah, and he's been talking about it. We've caught him after the games last couple of weeks, and he knew it was just a matter of time. I mean, a lot of new faces on this team from last year, having to kind of get used to each other. Got to get players to, kind of be more consistent as well. You've had some players out with injuries, had some players out with, summer travel plans, different things like that. But, this group on the pitch right here, really kind of that core group that stuck around. You're missing Kerrigan Childs and Ella Jeffcoat today, but other than that, this is the squad that you're going to see going forward that's going to really push and challenge and win some games.
Yeah, they are. They're certainly going to put a scare in LA Crew Rush. Are they going to be able to make up that ground? It's going to be tough. I mean, you've got an 8-point advantage, 8-point head start for the Rush. I probably insurmountable.
Yeah, I mean, LA Crew's going to have to drop a game. They're going to have to lose somewhere along the way before you get to that final match on June 28th. And, time will tell. Potentially could a couple of teams sneak away with a draw as well and help you out there. I mean, you're going to need 2 of those games to happen. So time will tell. We'll see. And all HFC can do is continue to string wins together. And
the best that HFC can do is 16 points. But certainly have been turning it around. You look at what the goal differential has been in the last, match and a half. It's been a +4, 5-1 advantage for HFC. It's been some really good soccer.
And the goal differential hasn't been bad starting out. They've only lost by 1-goal margins. Each of the 2 games that they lost had a lead in both of those games as well. So, I mean, the goals have been there. it's just been those defensive stops and kind of cleaning things up defensively that they've lacked.
Heading towards the 64th minute, entering into the 64th minute. And you'd have to say, just the way that this match has gone so far, a very solid 2-0 advantage for HFC. No scoring for either team since the 36th minute. Here's Valau. Has her pass taken away. But then a little overly aggressive Shreveport United in the storm of HFC get it back. Valau. Across the pitch, it finds its way to the boot of Terrell. Looking for Estrada. Can Estrada get there? She will. Estrada taps it back to Terrell. Terrell, a dribble. Another. Plays it towards looking to try to play it towards the front of the net, and it's knocked away to lead to a Karen Valau corner kick coming up for the Storm of HFC. Valau takes the high route here. Almost got to the foot of Quick. And now Shreveport United just clears it all the way back. Siders booms it ahead. Valau offsides.
Not by much there either. Not by much at all, Josh. Great ball from Addie Siders, though. Big chance for Valau to get one back into the box, maybe even take a shot there.
Her ability to settle it at her feet so softly.
Yeah, and, you know, plays as a striker for her high school team. So, I mean, her ability as a utility player is really going to translate well at the next level at Southern Miss when she starts in the fall. That's what college coaches look for. They look for players that you can depend on to play multiple positions depending on who's out with injury, who's, you know, maybe not having a great day, and I think that's going to suit Addie really well.
Shreveport United trying to play it wide. Couldn't, though. HFC trying to get it back. Valau just slips past the defender, trying to thread it ahead, and Terrell and perhaps Salmon both offsides
there.
They
were both offsides, yeah.
So it'll be a free kick coming up for Shreveport United. 66th minute. So it gets late quickly here, the way this match has played itself out this evening. Opportunity for Shreveport United. There haven't been many. They've got to find a way to cash in on one here. Instead, it's another Valau thievery. Played wide. Taylor's going to be able to circle around behind it and slip it ahead to Salmon. Salmon trying to just spin it around Burford. Now dribbles around her. Gets around Burford. Salmon now still trying to push her way ahead. And we have a water break now coming. So water break, and what was the call there at the end of that play? Who was it off of there, Clay? Did you see?
Goal kick, I believe.
Okay, goal kick coming up out of this water break timeout. So water break timeout here at Tatum Park. 2-0 advantage for HFC. As we get ready to come out of this water break timeout, a scoreboard update from around the division in the Gulf Coast Division standings. We've got an upset. Mississippi Blues pulls off a 2-0 win over LA Crew Rush. So now the Rush and the Blues each with 4 matches played. And so now it is the Rush with 9 points, the Blues with 8. HFC, if this holds, would have 7. Shreveport United would have 6. And Baton Rouge would be at the bottom with 1, pending the outcome of their next match. And so you've got 4 teams bunched towards the top of the division now.
Yeah, and, really big, obviously, because HFC plays Mississippi Blues next week away. So HFC gets the opportunity to go into sole second, have control of their own destiny, really, when you look at that. If HFC can continue to string these wins together, win out, get to June 28th against LA Crew, you're playing for the title right there. You're playing for the Gulf Coast Division title and a chance to go to the playoffs in your first year in the WPSL after you go
0-2-1
to start the season.
Just thank goodness you didn't start 0-3, right?
No joke.
You needed that point.
That one point's going to end up being very important for sure.
Yes, it will. Every point matters. I think this is a team that's having a lot of fun right now, playing very relaxed. They have so much depth. What we noticed latter part of the first half, there wasn't really a drop-off for HFC.
Yeah, and even with players subbing in now for HFC after the water break, you're not going to see the level drop, and then that's going to give a couple of the players that just came off, Natalie Bello and just Natalie Bello, a chance to get a breather. But
we got Reagan Chancellor is in right now. Here is Quick controlling Terrell. Tried a little no-look behind the back pass. That was knocked away by Shreveport United. Have a throw-in coming from the far side. Approximately 69 minutes into this match. Reagan slips it to Taylor. Taylor turned, shot knocked down. Looked like could have been a head ball. And Salmon sneaks it in, bangs it inside the far post off the ricochet. We'll get the official minute on that goal. But I believe that was approximately 69th or 70th minute. We'll have to find out officially what that was, because what I have doesn't matter what I have. It's what the officials have. It's a 3-0 advantage now for HFC.
Yeah, great goal from Salmon.
I'm actually going to say around 65 on the 65th minute.
Salmon opts to really just kind of place it in that bottom left-hand corner of the goal instead of going for power, Josh. And I think that's the difference there from Salmon. Don't always have to put your whole foot through it. You can look up, pick your head up and see the space, and she just slots it home there. Great finish.
Now, we'll say this. If you were going to have a water break, you'd have it about the halfway point, which would be 68th. I had 21.5 when we stopped for the water break, and I forgot to restart it for about a minute to 90 seconds. Maybe more like 68th minute, but nevertheless, 3-0 advantage for HFC is huge.
Yeah, I mean, firmly in the driver's seat now, as if they weren't before with the 2-0 advantage, just the way that they were playing. But with that 3-goal advantage now, really going to have the opportunity to kill the game, to really maintain possession. Don't have to get forward too quickly. Really don't have to get that many numbers forward either when you do. Going to have the option to just kind of knock the ball around and pick up the 3 points.
To move to 7 points and just a point behind second, and Mississippi Blues and just a point behind the top of the table with LA Crew Rush.
Yeah, so if they pick up the win against Mississippi Blues away on Wednesday, they'll go to 10 points. And
something tells me you're going to be texting me when I'm out of town in Atlanta about that match.
We'll be tuned in for sure. USL 2 on Thursday, so we'll have plenty of time on Wednesday.
Sure, and I'll be back for that. I'll be on the call with you on Thursday. Here's Terrell. Terrell trying to keep that dribble alive. She was trying to put a big boot into one and actually knocked the defender down. Falau picks it back up. Trying to dribble free. puts a shot on towards the goal, and it's knocked away. A strong play that time by, I covered up my notes, Emma Wright in goal. Corner kick now for Karen Vallau. Is it just me, or does Vallau have the best motor of anybody on the pitch?
I completely agree with that. Never stops.
Vallau bends it, knocked into the air, didn't secure it, and had Salmon bearing down right on top of her. On the dribble is Burford. Looking towards the center, and it's offsides. Looking for Knight. Knight was offsides. It'll be a goal kick coming up now for HFC. I'm going to say somewhere around the 72nd minute right now. A 3-0 advantage. As you've got goals in the 9th, 36th, and approximately 65th minute. Is what it officially goes down at. Ball bouncing around like a pinball.
But, you know, something really important about those goals to point out, Josh, since Kendall Terrell has been back for HFC, every match since Kendall Terrell's returned, Salmon and Terrell have both been on the score sheet, which is super important to get production out of both of those players, not just one.
Well, it's just like in, for example, there's so many sports, right? Who do you double team, or who do you guard, or who do you key on? Terrell trying to spin off the defender. They're going to call Terrell on the foul. Terrell got to be careful that her reactions don't garner her a card. Battling with.
I think that's actually going to be a foul on Shreveport, on Shreveport's Ellie Lawrence.
So it was the reaction just because she wanted the breakaway run?
Terrell was upset because she had the space. She didn't want the call there because she
it was clearly a call, though.
Space. Yeah, I mean, she was pulling the jersey and definitely a foul call, but
I thought they were going to call a foul on Terrell there on the spin.
Yeah, I mean, definitely a little back and forth there, but yeah, I mean, Terrell was upset because she finally did break free and.
So you're saying a little pickup basketball, a little no foul call, when a continuation.
Yeah.
Look, we're balling, man. I don't want the call. I don't need the whistle here.
Look at that from Vallau. That was the pass from Salmon wasn't perfect there, and she did so good to keep that.
It's been a treat to get to watch Salmon and Terrell play together, and it's only the couple of matches in. That's why, for someone like me and you, we just want to see this combo more because it is so entertaining. We don't want it to be only, well, this being match 5, only 3 matches left. I mean, it's like, wait a minute, we were just getting started. This is just getting good.
We'll see if I'm Kendall Terrell and I'm going to play in Greece starting in the fall. Do you not tell your coaches as soon as you get there, hey, here's some, just watch this tape. Just check this. Just look. I got this 5 minutes of tape from the summer. Just tell me if you notice anybody on here.
Yeah. It'd be nice. She really helps me out. We play well together. We play off each other well.
Just throwing that out there. Take it for what it's worth. Now, I think Christina Salmon has an opportunity to go play professional, obviously. I mean, she's already played with the Jamaican national team, and still as an amateur to play for a country like that is just incredible. So
Terrell spinning, trying to find Grayson Holder. Quick taps it over to Little. Quick. Bennett the wrong way. Was trying to hook it in and sliced it. Well, I can relate as a golfer, can't you, Clayton?
On it, didn't it?
Yeah,
that looked like my golf shot.
Yep, you're trying to hit a little draw, a little dog leg left, and you bend it right into the trees.
Yeah,
come right over the top.
That was a knuckleball of all knuckleballs.
Only about 13 minutes left. Again, the way this matches played out, these teams have had a free-flowing match. Little was trying to put it over the top to Terrell. That goes right through the legs of Gore. Jada recovers. And back to Siders. Siders, extremely accurate pass ahead to Holder. Shreveport United gets it back. Off the lower body that time of Kamada. It'll be a quick throw-in coming. And right now, Shreveport United's got to push the issue.
Yeah, I mean, if they're going to get back into this game, got to score quick, obviously. This is going to be an important possession here. I don't know that Shreveport's registered a shot, much less a shot on goal in the last 15, 20 minutes, Josh. And so, I mean, Shreveport's got to find a way to get a player like Alex Knight more involved.
Haven't had a shot on goal this half.
Yeah, I don't think so.
No, have
I think
not.
You're right.
And much less a shot on goal, just a shot.
Yeah.
Kamada goes down hard and is holding that, grabbing at that right quad, right leg. I think she just landed hard and could have very well, on the landing, cramped up. Looks like they're kind of stretching her out a little bit. Oh, yes. It might be actually be stretching out the right quad, right hamstring of Kamada.
Yeah, looks to be good to go.
You went out and ran 9 miles this morning. How much training would you have to do to get anywhere close to be able to play at all at your level today?
Oh, yeah, running 9 miles this morning does not translate at all to putting in a 90-minute match. And, you know, sure, was I out there for about an hour and 20 minutes? Typical, match is 90 minutes, right? So, I mean, you're right there. But the level of effort, the sprints, the stopping, the starting, it's just completely different. Not even close.
Not even close.
No. Yeah, I've played on Monday nights with Coach G, who coaches USL2, with Tom, with Neil, the new grad assistant at William Carey, and I can go out and I can, good brisk jog, 7, 8, 9 miles on a Saturday, but you go try to run with some of those guys for 10, 20 minutes just a hard sprint for 15, 20 minutes.
You're toast.
No chance.
We'll go back to the last play. Terrell with a little bit of a no-look flick over her shoulder. It had a chance.
That's why I stopped.
Because you're like, is this about to go in? She tries ridiculous shots that nobody else takes, but she can put them in.
She scored some ridiculous goals, and we saw it last year. We saw it this year. I went back and watched that goal that she scored last year. Gets the ball from the throw-in, takes 2 dribbles, picks her head up from about 35 yards out, and puts it in the top corner. I still don't think the goal that she scored last week, I still don't think it beats that one.
And last week's was very good. Pass too strong. It's been a frustrating match, I would have to say, for Alex Knight, just kind of resigned to what's been going on. Just probably emotionally, she's had the wind taken out of her sails probably just about ever since she missed the goal she should have scored in the first half against Darby Ford.
Yeah, just haven't been able to get her involved much. The midfield from Shreveport has kind of gone silent in this match, and a player like her and her counterpart striker Olivia Sanchez just not able to really find a pass anywhere. It's been tough.
Right around 10 minutes left in this match, and we'll see players like Estrada and Griffin check in. Valau out. Chloe Taylor quickly back in. Quick is out. Jada Gore is out.
I love that competitive nature of Valau. You're up 3-0. Lead pretty firm, and she's still not happy about coming off. She wants to play. She just wants to compete. And that mentality, that's the attitude that's going to put her at the top of the NAI this year. I mean, that's the mentality you want to see from her. No matter what the stakes are, no matter what the match is, always wanting to compete, always wanting to be out there. She just wants to play.
Good through ball. Salmon with that speed. Extra gear. Here we go. 1-on-1. And she's able to just doink it off the near post. She drew out the goalie, but played it a little too far out to the right and then had no angle to try to get that in net.
One too many touches, Josh. One too many dribbles. Salmon just needed to put a foot through that one at some point. And
you can go through a stretch of the broadcast where we're talking about everything under the sun, and then you see the gear that Salmon has that perhaps only a couple other players on this pitch have.
Yeah, that top-end speed's just scary sometimes. I mean, we've seen it for 2 years at William Carey. We've seen it here at HFC. There's not many players in the country, in this league and in many leagues, that can run with her.
But she reminds me, I don't even think we've seen a tremendous no-look pass off the back of her heel to Taylor. And it goes to Cassell, and it's sails wide. She reminds me, though, of that star running back that's coming back from injury, not in the best shape. Gets a carry, rips it off for 45 yards. Got to go sit off 3 or 4 plays. Comes back in, you hand it to her, another first down. She's off for 3 or 4 plays. When she gets in top shape and top fitness here in the next few years, the things that she's going to accomplish, because we've never seen her at that level of fitness.
We very rarely have seen her play a full 90-minute match. She's played probably more minutes in these matches with HFC than she was at William Carey.
Sure.
There was one interesting stat that the coaches shared with me last year, the year before last. Tina was averaging something like 55 minutes a match and was the nation's leading goal scorer. Just think about what that looks like if she's averaging 75, 80 minutes a match versus 55 minutes, right?
Tremendous. Yeah, it's not even a fair fight. And for those that, don't know Clayton and myself's connection to Carey, but also just that, connection to the Hattiesburg soccer scene and so forth. How long has it been? 10, 15 years, the international connections that HFC and Carey have had? The recruiting is so global and so phenomenal, it is mind-blowing.
Oh, it dates back to the late 90s, early 2000s. You've got guys like Rory Lynch that played for Nigel Bolton at William Carey before Coach Farrell was even there. And I mean, yeah, the international scene at William Carey, they've been getting top-tier talent from all across the world for decades at this point. On the lady, I'd say on the lady side specifically, maybe more about in the last 10, 15 years or so. But on the men's side, it's been a long time. But I think what Danny Owens has done a really good job of for William Carey in the last few years is getting the most out of the American talent that he can find regionally, and then kind of filling in the gaps as needed with some of the top players from places, especially like Venezuela with Virginia Mesa, with Karen Valau, with Argentina Estrada, Jamaica with Christina Salmon, and then the new recruit coming in from Jamaica next year.
Hard tackle and a yellow card coming out against Shreveport United. And shaking up is Argentina Estrada. So Estrada continues to stretch it out. Going back to that play by Darby Ford, did that count as a shot? Darby fell on it.
I think technically.
She needed something to do. She was anxious for something to do back there. It has been as quiet as a half. credit the midfield, credit the defenders for HFC because they have made it a very pleasant night for Darby Ford.
Yeah, I think it's been the midfield play that's been so impressive for me from HFC. Valal, Shaylin Quick, Natalie Bello, and Chloe Taylor have just been phenomenal in this match. And then you pair that with Addie Siders and Ramos Kamada at the back that have just been so solid. Yeah, not much for Darby Ford to do on this afternoon, and I think she's okay with that.
Yes. Yes, Siders out, Chancellor out, Griffin out, Valal, Kamada, Reagan in, and now it is Olivia Cassell out as well. Discussion right now between our head official and the head coach of Shreveport United, Elliot Renner, discussing. So, do you think he's satisfied with the call now? Okay, no.
You never are.
Not down 3-0 either.
Oh, I mean, and you always have to advocate and fight for your team for sure. And
just probably somewhere between 5 to 8 minutes left in this match. 3-0 advantage for HFC. Salmon slips it back to Reagan. Reagan, good pass across to Quick. Looking for Terrell. Terrell, Salmon, and Little each with goals in this match. Shreveport United trying to break up the clean sheet of Darby Ford, but again, the pass goes wide. It'll be a throw-in coming for the Storm.
yeah, that pass from Shreveport Stewart, it just skipped off the turf a little bit too far there for Alex Knight. That's something that maybe Shreveport's not quite as used to playing on this turf, and the difference of the friction of the surface that the ball has. When you play on natural grass, you know, that pass is probably weighted a little bit better, but just kind of skips too far on that turf.
Oh, it is a firm, fast surface and not fun to bounce off of, as we saw last week in an injury. As that goes wide.
Yeah, not a bad effort there from Chloe Taylor. Good little 1-2 pass from Shaylin Quick to get it back to Taylor and give her that opportunity. Hattiesburg just doing a really good job of kind of seeing this game out. And
shaping up to be a fun one on Wednesday night, the way the Blues and the Storm have so much momentum heading into that match. And the Storm knowing they have no margin for error, having played one more match. Slipped through, running on to it. Taylor, crosser, and just missing it was Valal. Tracking it down was Batson. Looking for Salmon as the lights pop on, and it suddenly brightens up here for the last few minutes of this match. Looking again across for Taylor. Taylor couldn't find it. Just a handful of minutes left. Siders, Bello, along with Holder and Jada Gore checking in. Clayton, you got another score for us tonight?
I was just referring back to make sure I was looking at that right. With Mississippi Blues coming up, you got Baton Rouge at the bottom of the table, June 21st away, and then, yeah, so I mean, HFC is going to have a big chance to really kind of be in the driver's seat of their own destiny should Wednesday work out in their favor.
Shaping up for a fun one back here on the 28th, isn't it?
Yeah, and
that's it. That's all she wrote here tonight.
yeah, you got to think that, the momentum that HFC's carrying into this week, and Mississippi Blues is going to have some momentum as well. I think that's going to be a really fun matchup on Wednesday. Really looking forward to tuning into that one. Should HFC come away with a win, Josh, that's June 28th is going to be a really fun match.
So the way it looks like to us right now, LA Crew Rush dropping a 2-0 loss tonight to Mississippi Blues. You've got the Rush with 9 points, the Blues with 8. HFC now with 7 with a 3-0 win tonight over Shreveport United. Shreveport United stays at 6. Baton Rouge at the bottom of the table, sitting there with 1 point. Again, the upcoming matches, as Clayton alluded to one more time, Wednesday, June 18th at the Blues, Saturday, June 21st at Baton Rouge, and then on June 28th, regular season finale potentially with the Gulf Coast Division Championship hanging in the balance of the regular season against the LA Crew. So it's been a lot of fun. Goals tonight by Little, Terrell, and Salmon. And in these last 2 matches, pair of wins, HFC now 2-2-1. And they have outscored their opponents in the last 2 matches. +5 goal differential, 6-1. 3-1 win. Could have easily been 3-0. Just as easily as this one tonight could have been 3-1 because could have, would have, should have been a goal late first half by Alex Knight. But a 3-0 advantage, and an HFC certainly playing with a lot of confidence, ton of depth, and let's hope they travel well. Let's hope a lot of these ladies do everything they can to hop on the bus and make those couple of trips to seal a couple of wins with their depth and bring it back for a championship opportunity on the 28th.
Yeah, luckily both of those coming up only about a 2-hour drive, Mississippi Blues in the Jackson area and then Baton Rouge just over in the state of Louisiana. So would love to see a really good showing from this team for both of those matches, and then we'll see what happens on June 28th.
Absolutely. For Clayton Rush, I'm Josh West. Thanks for tuning in. You've been watching